Hello everyone, I'm Forrest McFreelova, and this is the Ethics of Victoria 2, number 7C. We left off in a state of war. We've avoided war as best we could, only answering our allies' calls to arms and every time then avoiding combat to the best of our ability. That trend has ended. The United States of America declared war against us. Their goal is to absolutely see the destruction of our nation. The British have joined on our side. They are the war leader, which means we cannot, we basically cannot hold off until 100% full occupation. They might make peace in our stead before. On the bright side, though, that does mean that British troops are available. The British Navy is available. Whether or not it does actually aid us, that remains to be seen. We were researching organizational development. We never did get military directionism because I felt like it would be fairly evil to get gas attack. The technology of gas defense now makes that a necessity. Since at this point, I don't know, I mean, we already said that the terror of war is justified in self-defense. If we didn't agree with that, then we would end this campaign right now. Since we are still going, then that does mean that there is legitimacy in the use of arms for self-defense, which means the use of gas masks for self-defense is fine, even if it does, sort of in the sense of this game, mean that you are determined to use gas in defeating the enemy. Let's see, the Americans, thank God, don't have gas attack. It is obviously very, very detrimental that those troops were caught by the American army. Luckily, it does look as though we are doing a decent job defending. We could move our forces up to try to rescue them, or we could just accept that they are lost. But that isn't a very good thing for us to do. Although, obviously, it's not a very good thing for us to let our country fall apart. So we will go. We'll try to defend those troops at least long enough to pull our other forces away and try to rescue them. We will bring troops up to defend the mountain pass. We only have 118 brigades. There are 213 U.S. divisions or brigades. Really, I should be consistent if nothing else, and I'm not even that. So our army was maintained very much at a state of just basic readiness, which is not really enough. Oh, and that's becoming pretty apparent. We will move these forces up. Once we manage to evacuate these troops, we can start getting everybody away. We're only 50% of the way fully mobilized. We're definitely going to lose the entire western half of our country. We'll pull our navy up to a port that we can hope to defend, which is not Norfolk. It'll just be Charleston. And hopefully we get enough infantry to really just build our armies up to the degree that we were hoping to. Other than that, we might just have to hunker down and go fortress mode. We still aren't really taxing our poor all that much. We're definitely going to have to step that up if we're going to sustain ourselves. Really, we should just tax everybody as much as we possibly can. It's going to do terribly detrimental things to our economy. Yet that's really just the position we find ourselves in. It's either everybody puts everything into this war effort or we just give up. And let's not give up just yet. Oh, it looks like the American army is attacking us in a really significant battle for our capital. We will pull all of our troops from the adjacent territories, including the capital. We'll at least move them up a little bit. I think I might have used capital wrong in that a little earlier, but they're attacking us in the mountains, which is basically more important than the capital, so we will have to abandon the capital if it comes to it, which hopefully it will not. Alright, we managed to evacuate these troops out of their area. It looks like the Americans are going to attack us. We are going to try to just block them, hopefully just get them to not attack. It looks like they're still going for it anyway. Let's see, how's this battle going? Not optimally, but it is still going in our favor. These forces, we will try to get up to Norfolk. The British are coming into our aid, but not enough. Far, far less than enough. We can pass a reform, though. That's good. People want pensions. Oh, we're totally going to have to cut pensions. Oh, man. Well, we'll still fund them for now. I guess at this point it makes sense that people would be needing pensions, since all of the factories are almost certainly going to be closed due to the effects of the war, which is pretty self-evident. Okay, they are sieging, that's okay. All these occupations are very, very tragic, but, well, endurable. And that'll really be the thing, is it'll be just the time for our nation to endure. And we'll just hold out. We'll hold out in the mountains. We'll hold out really as far from the mountains as we possibly can, but it'll mainly be in the mountains. Alright, we have a ton of troops coming in. That's great news. We'll go ahead and split these troops up. Alright, so my fears seem to have been unfounded, that we would have too many, well, I guess armies for the infantry. We have a ton of infantry grouping all together. So it already actually will fill out the armies that we have set up. After that, it'll be a whole bunch of just trying to maintain the lines. And we're basically already at that stage. Although it does seem like the lines are holding, at least in the mountains. So we should really we would do well to pack all of our non-mountain territories with just tons and tons of soldiers, so they don't really even get the idea of attacking them, and they only go for the mountains. So towards that end, we'll just pile up forces over in just the south right there. I say the south, but that's, you know, not a very effective statement when we're the Confederacy. Alright, so there we have it. We have a front line, we have a follow-up line. We will go try to pull these troops out, or at least back them up a little. I don't believe there's... yeah, these are all infantry groups. Oh god, no, we're not disbanding those. We need every troop we can get. Alright, and what we'll do... we'll just combine this group into a very massive army. We'll pull up to Montgomery and also to Mobile. Alright, and this is maybe sustainable. We might even want to press up a little bit and retake a little bit of our main state. What does this guy have? +2 defense. What's the next best one have? +2 defense. Cool, we can pull this guy out of there. It's already... oh god, did we... oh, we lost the battle. We pulled everybody back on accident. We need that mountain pass. It might cost a lot of lives, but we are taking the mountain pass back. That might have been just absolutely country destroying, that mistake just then. Alright, everybody's going into that breach. Once more into the breach, everyone in the Confederacy. Alright, can we win that? We're not winning it right now, that's for sure. We can start pulling more of these forces. We might have to give up on it. Although I guess we are slightly winning. In a battle of life or death for the nation, slightly winning is really not winning all that much. Hopefully they'll retreat. We do have to defend more of our forces. Should have really anticipated that. We'll pull back this group, get the reserves up there. We do still have quite a few reserve forces coming in, so that is great news. It looks like the Americans are trying to defend these, or attack right there, so we did manage to retake the mountain pass. Alright, that is great news. We can pull everybody else back. And we will just go reinforce right there. Alright, looks like they are attacking. Not great. Not terrible. We'll go send those groups of infantry in. Actually, they don't have very much of a dig-in bonus, so that should be fine. Are we winning there? We're losing terribly. Did they get gas attack? They did not. They're just outperforming us, which is arguably even worse, because that means they could get gas attack at some point. Well, nevertheless, whatever detrimental things we could be saying, we have to go reinforce that position. Alright, there we go. We're just massively outnumbering them. So we did win that battle. We'll pull back some of our forces, pull others further up. I wonder if it's conceivable that we might pull this off in a way that doesn't kill just an absolute massive number of people. Oh, and it won't be that way right there, since we do have to go intervene. These forces will move up, reinforce the guys in the mountains. We'll leave these as just reinforcements. If we can take over Washington, D.C., we might convince them to give up. In which case, this won't be some big, brutal war to the death. It'll just be a massive setback. And, you know, moderate course change, we'll say. Well, no, it won't even be a course change. It'll just... Okay, they're already losing. Wait, what is this? Demand peace. Peace offer value 60. What is this? What are we asking for? No. So why do we only have the option of surrendering entirely? Well, let's not do that. That's ridiculous. I guess it's because the British are our war leaders, so unfortunately that does mean that we are going to have to just keep the fight going despite the inhumanity of it. Alright, we will send our navy out though to scout and see if we can't take back the forest right there. And we will send more forces up. This guy has a +1 defense. Battle's currently being fought without any +1 defenses at all, so we'll just move this army back, reinforce with the other armies nearby. That group will go up as well. And these groups will divvy out to the relevant battles as it comes to it, which it hopefully won't too much. We could go take Huntington. Oh, cool. Well, now it's a great war. Oh god, hopefully the British don't lose it. Well, hey, we're a great power. That's cool. Oh god. Okay, so back to the fight. Nothing else to do but fight. We're going to be fighting defensively, that's for sure. We cannot do anything else. We cannot afford to do anything else. We are fighting defensively in a kind of aggressive manner right now. Oh, and they are attacking us right there. We'll have to be pulling these forces over. We were a little overly bold with that. Here's what we'll do, though. We'll pull back these troops. Leave everyone else where they're at. These guys will come pull back. Alright, so. These guys will head over. Not going too hot right there. We kind of need these people in Montgomery so we don't get surrounded, which means our whole hope right now is for these armies to get into position quicker, or I guess just as quickly as they can. These reserve units, we'll just bring them over right now, avoid the battle because we don't really want them to just pile up and die there. Alright, and we are taking much heavier casualties than the Americans, which isn't great. Obviously. Looks like they are just funneling more and more forces over. They're not going to give in now that it's a great war, since that would mean basically just terrible national defeat. We're also not going to give in, though, and not just because it's a great war, but because we don't want to be annexed. We will go send this force over. There are tons and tons of Americans pouring in. We really need to maintain this defense, and they have gas attack. Okay. God, that's awful. And we don't really have control over the war goals or anything. Which is crazy. How do we not? Can we not even demand a regular peace? I guess we'll have to see. But, yeah, that's not optimal at all. Alright, so the fact that they now have gas attack is definitely going to mean the deaths of a lot of our troops. Especially in places that were already kind of going poorly. We might have to give up the defense of the woods, although the woodlands are our best hope. We may just have to give them up, though. Alright, so if we do, where do we hold the line? I guess just behind them. It isn't a necessary place for the national defense. We could just start getting dig-in bonuses, hold out as long as we can. We did win that battle, though. That is great news. Alright, the mountains are the ultimate territories. Oh, we lost our navy. That's fine. What are these? This is an actual army. We'll have to pull these guys back. We are completely out of money. We'll just start tariffing everybody at, unfortunately, 100%. Just to maintain not terrible bankruptcy for a little while. Well, we have to pull these guys back. That is an actual army, more or less. Defend the mountain pass. We are still winning this battle despite the odds. Alright, this group will retreat. And the other group, they do have a defense advantage a little. We'll hold our position for now. Get as much of a dig-in bonus as we can. And then once that dig-in bonus fills up, we have to get out of there. How are these guys holding up so well? I guess just amazing rolls. Thank God for our general in charge. Cadmus Jackson. He's a good man. Alright, let's see. 4 out of 4 dig-in. That's good enough. We'll pull out of there. We lost a lot more troops than they did. Oh God, and the Americans are coming back right there. Alright, well, we'll send our forces up. Pull these guys back. Hopefully they'll reinforce a little. Nope, went even further down. Ooh, and that battle's not going well. For all our dig-in bonus, they do have a lot of bonuses themselves. You know what, we should really be making sure that we have solid defense generals. I mean, that one is... these guys have to go defend the mountains. We might just run out of troops. Alright, we're going to fall back to Fredericksburg. These troops are going to go reinforce. Let's see. It makes no sense to have this many troops in Asheville, no matter how vital it is, if everywhere around them collapses. So we will pull them away. They'll have to go down to the south. We won't reinforce until that dig-in goes away a little bit. Oh, and we can't because they're already reinforcing somewhere else. Try to not... Oh, okay, so we have to defend, but we already lost the dig-in bonus by moving those troops away. Whew. Okay, we are still maintaining a defense right there. We're going to fall back to the capital and maybe even give the capital up. How are the British doing? They're losing their home islands, but they are also intervening quite significantly against the French. Okay, we'll break this army in half. Doesn't make sense to have so many troops there. That will give us some defensive bonus. The dig-in bonus is starting to go away, and we are losing those troops, so we need to just get those guys in there as soon as we can, or on the 18th. and on the 17th. That should be fine. These guys will reinforce a little bit. We are still managing something of a coherent defense. We'll actually pull these guys out of Richmond up to reinforce on the 22nd or so. Okay, these guys will actually go up there. Okay. So on the 22nd, we'll start pulling back our most damaged groups so that they may begin to reinforce. +2 attack, +2 defense. We'll keep that guy there since we do need the defensive bonuses. We will just send more troops up. Our dig-in bonus is starting to go away, so we will send these troops up as soon as they can get there at the start of the next month. So they still have a few days. We could surround that one American army. I'm going to try it. We will use our most undermanned groups. And hopefully just destroy that American force. Oh, okay. Well, we'll still try. Now, unfortunately, that group could be encircled. There's no... Well, we would be able to just retreat them. The loss of our capital is definitely going to be at least a considerable symbolic defeat. Hopefully only symbolic, though. Alright, looks like we are holding out there, thanks in no small part due to our dig-in bonuses. I presume. We're not really looking right now. Okay, that battle seems to be winnable. Let's get these troops out of Greenville. That'll just be a slaughter if it comes to it. Okay, we'll go reinforce in Asheville. These guys will go reinforce over there. Okay, and we should destroy that one American army, and then we'll roll up and try to defend right up there. Whew. Oh god, and the war is turning more in the attacker's favor. Oh man. You know, I can't even hear the music. Let's play the music. Even when the Titanic sank, they played the music. Still can't hear it, but it is on. We'll go try to reinforce these guys. We need to break that one American army if we have any hope of any of this panning out in the end. Come on, guys. And we should be able to defeat them. Just a few more days. There we go. That army was destroyed. We'll go reinforce these troops. We'll go plow up. We defeated that one group, so we don't really need to even have that many troops going there. We'll instead send them this way. Oh, those groups will just kind of hold that defense of that forest, although they'll probably all die there. So we'll actually pull back, abandon the forest entirely. Alright, and these groups should be hopefully enough. We might want to just give this battle up since it doesn't seem too hopeful. And we could just retreat the entire Confederate military into the hills. Alright, this battle's definitely lost. We'll just pull our troops back. We did hold them off for quite some time, though. Alright, so the most important thing is going to be holding an area of ground where we can retreat to as the other areas collapse. That way our armies will have some breathing room and be able to reinforce. It's got to be within our own territory, though, otherwise we will just kind of nationally die. So it may be time to move up into the forest. And, yeah, we can't reinforce this army in the mountains anymore. Richmond has been lost. Oh, and they are attacking us. That'll be maybe the end of that army. We will retreat from that fight. They've basically occupied everywhere we have. They have so many troops. We can pull these forces to Augusta, hopefully. No, they were encircled enough to be destroyed. Okay. Well, we have 3 really not optimally progressing battles to hold the hopes of our people on. We may as well just merge this army. +2 attack, +2 defense. Oh, no reason to fund the Navy, no reason to fund education, or administration, or social spending. Just everything to the troops. Great War is definitely going in the aggressor's favor. We'll send the remainder of our troops into this battle, and unfortunately, we've been intercepted. We do have quite a few soldiers, though. That is at least one small positive facing us, or in our favor. We can get these troops into Knoxville. That's a slight positive. Try to retake those forest territories. We did lose that battle. On the bright side, they did manage to retreat somewhere, so that's good. Alright, we did have a place to evacuate. That is very good news. That's really the best news we could hope for, is the non-absolute destruction of our army. Bowling Green, and then from there they're probably going to move into an attack position, so we will just retreat these guys into the forest. I was right, they are coming. Alright. Oh god, and that was where they were able to retreat. Well, I guess we'll just kind of sit back and hope. 5 days. We're going to risk everything to try to save that army. It's really all we can do. The British lost their North American possessions. They aren't helping us whatsoever. In their homeland, they are defeated as well. In their colonies, they are putting up a fight, although that doesn't really help too much. This army did manage to come back to a great degree. Alright, and we'll try to consolidate our forces and hope for the best. I honestly think this might be the bitter end. Oh, we're just going to rush up and take that forest province. And send some troops to go reinforce these other areas. I don't want to send all of our most organized units, since that could potentially lead to us just getting murdered. Oh, hey, our Navy won. That's cool. I guess we'll send it over to Bermuda. Hopefully that won't be the last refuge of any Confederate nationals anywhere. Alright, we're only rank 11. We might not be a great power for very much longer, but we did get a moment of the sun. A moment in the sun. We'll keep reinforcing these battles. +2 defense. Don't really want to pull that guy, but we should. We'll get these troops out of there. They do need to reinforce terribly badly. Maybe should have done that a little earlier. Alright, it went quickly enough. Cool. Guess we may as well split this 70 stack, or 80 stack. Send one half over to that battle. Ton of troops. Ton of troops, that. Alright, cool. Their armies are kind of going away. That's convenient-ish, I guess. It's good. It's definitely good. We can go take back that other mountain province, perhaps. I don't think there's any real way of us, you know, winning. Oh god, and they're coming for us. They got it in their mind that they could, and now they're really doing it. Let's see. Bolt action rifles. We have a ton of infantry, so bolt action's going to be the main thing to get. You know, we'll just combine this into one big group, split it in half. See what it turns into over time. It really is just a massive army to be bludgeoning around with. But I guess the old distinctions don't really make any sense anymore. Alright, actually considering everything, we may want to just pull back. We'll give up that one area. We'll go reinforce with this group. Let's see, that group is at half strength. Everyone else is comparable or worse. Well, as long as we keep up some level of organization, we should be fine. We might even risk going after them in some big crazy attack. They do have just so many brigades. And the fact that the British are losing as well, they might just give in for us. I guess at least it would be a peace with honor. Well, as much as that's worth anything, that in fact really more than anything means that we're going to have to go on the offensive if we're going to survive. Nope. I suppose I spoke too soon. Well, thank you very much for watching. I guess that went and showed that a civilization dedicated purely to the good in Victoria 2, at least if it's the Confederacy, which is obviously a very extreme example since they do have a neighbor who could just declare war on them at any moment. So that's an extreme example, not a great one. But it goes to show you that, given the right circumstance, an outlook looking specifically towards the good isn't necessarily enough to mean success or a better life for your people. That's pretty sad, man. The fault, though, if we learned anything about being good, is not in our stars, but in ourselves. And there's almost certainly something that I, as the Confederacy, could have done better. That would have made it so our neighbors either would not have attacked us, or would not have been successful in their attack. And bitterness towards the universe is not the correct solution, no matter how justified it may seem. It was a good adventure. Thank you for coming on it with me.